So this week's topic in Amuna Mondays was, is it okay to doubt? Like everybody has this struggle, has moments in their life, no matter how like connected they are to Hashem or God or anything you want to, whatever you want to call them. It's normal to doubt. It's gonna, there's times where it's hard, things aren't going the way you're thinking they're supposed to go, blah, blah, blah. Or you just don't think it's a possibility, but realistically there's nothing that's impossible. It might not be in this world, but things are above this world, and Hashem is far above this world. And a great like case or an example was actually in this past week's parsha, Vayera. It states like Avram had his bris, and he was in extreme pain and everything, but Hashem saw that he wanted guests, right? Like that was his thing. He loved guests and pleasing them and like taking care of them. So Hashem sent them three angels, and in like when the whole thing, he took care of them. He gave them like the utmost respect and everything, like 10-star hotel. And when they were leaving, they asked, "Where's your wife?" And Avram stated, she's in the tent." And they said, "This time next year, like this season next year, your wife will have a kid." And there's Sarah in the tent, and she's overhearing all this, and I guess she giggles or like laughs. It states she laughs. I don't know if it was like a smirk, a laugh, a giggle, I don't know, or a chuckle. But the fact is she laughed. And Hashem then asked Avram, why did Sarah laugh? Like, she laughed. Does she doubt my capabilities? Like, does she doubt that I can give her a child at her old age and everything like that? Because again, she was 90 years old, I believe, and way past the time to give birth, wasn't realistic at all. There's limitations in this world. And she chuckled, she like laughed at the idea that she'd have a kid the following year. And to the point where it states that Hashem confronted Avram about it, and Avram then confronted Sarah. And it states that when Avram confronted Sarah, Sarah actually denied it. She denied that she left. And I'm sure Avram was like, "Yeah, you think God's lying? Like, if God told me you laughed, you laughed." And there's like a Rashi on it that goes down to like expand on it and should say that when she said she didn't laugh, it wasn't considered even a lie, because it states like in the I don't know, some definitions in different places say different things, but the one that I read in the Chumash stated that it said like she lied and responded, but like, and then it expounds upon like she didn't actually lie. Subconsciously, she laughed. She laughed like by default. She laughed, but in her mind, she didn't even comprehend that she laughed. And if she did, it was definitely not undoubting God. That's what she stated. But it just goes to show like Sarah is one of the greatest women of our like history, and spiritual connection, everything, like close to God, everything. But yet, in the moment when things get personal, doubt flew in her head. Even if she didn't even realize it, it just did. And that just shows that she's human, and that it's completely normal. And you can strive. The goal is not to doubt God, but at the end of the day, it's a process. When you doubt Hashem, and then you can move past it or still have trust or faith in Him, that's a whole different level. It's a whole different game. And the fact that the greatest in our history have struggled through this, it's not like it's something like to beat yourself down, beat yourself up about it. Like, oh, I missed a day of tefillin. Oh, this. It's like, okay, it's like, oh, so it's fine. Get back up. You got it. And I think personally, like our generation is just very tough on themselves, to the point where like, not tough enough to not do the thing. It's more like tough to be hard on ourselves to then stir us away from even trying it again. Like, I don't know, keeping Shabbat, let's say. It's like you break Shabbat, or you don't keep 1 week, you just like beat yourself down. It's like, okay, I just can't do this. And then you're just done. But realistically, it's like, okay, just try it again. Try it again. Like, don't, with this whole like domino effect of like negative things, just keep your eyes leveled, keep going, 1 foot forward. It's one step at a time. And like everybody, even the greatest in our history, have struggled through this. and it's okay to fail. It's okay to mess up or not be on point with it. And I think like that's why I chose that topic. One, because like it was the past week, it was right there, and like, two, it's a great example of like how doubt is normal, but people take doubt to a whole different level. Like when they start doubting God and this, that just stirs them away. But instead of doubt, it all comes down to the fact of toss it up to God. And it seems like a very simple concept with Amuna, and that's really what it is. It's just, it's all up to Hashem. But it's a lot more difficult when you have personal scenarios or physical or mental things going on in your head that are stirring you away from this. And being told, oh, just have faith in God. It's not simple like that. It's not as simple as that. But in the big picture, when you tear down all the levels to it, it's pretty simple. It's very straightforward that you have to believe in God and trust Him. Trust everything. He's taking care of everything. But in the moment, it's not. So like it's obviously level. You can't just skip all the way down to the core. You have to peel the levels, like trying to understand it, trying to get closer to Hashem, so you understand His ways. And when something happens, it's like, oh, impulse is like, oh, and this is what this means. Instead of, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. I'm never gonna get this back. I'm never gonna have this. Blah blah. Blah. There's no limits. Hashem can change your life around in literally a second. But the fact is, you're in this world, and there's a purpose for it. When you're going through something tough, or you're going through a business transaction, whatever it is, there's a reason you're going through it. There's a reason you meet every person. There's a reason you hear everything, you see everything. It all plays a role. And when you start doubting that, it's only starting like a domino effect downwards. So like at some point, just stop the domino effect. Just put your hand in there and stop letting it crash everything else down. And then just start picking everything back up and restart, you know? And that's what this week's Parsha was. It was Vayera, quick rundown. I think it was a really good topic to do, and looking forward to see what's next week's topic.